They don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Before we get into this topic today, give me a few seconds to talk about something that I think is very important. There is a fundraiser on this video for the National Network of Abortion Funds that I'm asking you to donate to. Whatever amount, any amount, no donation is too small. Every year, Brittany Page and I run a fundraiser during the month of June to recognize the continued fallout of the overturning of Roe v. Wade in 2022. Across the country, women are still in desperate need of essential health care that they are sometimes forced to flee the state in which they live to obtain. That's where the National Network of Abortion Funds comes in. They work with nearly 100 independent abortion funds to ensure women who contact the funds have access to factual evidence-based information, but also these funds provide financial and logistical support to those who need to travel to obtain an abortion. Your donation could help them cover the cost of the procedure for someone desperately needing it, as well as the costs associated with transportation out of state if that's necessary. If you are not in a financial position to give to this fundraiser, please don't feel any pressure to do so. You can simply share this video with a friend, share information about the National Network of Abortion Funds, and try to make some people more aware of these organizations that are doing this critical work. If you can donate, I would encourage you to do so while we are running this fundraiser and trying to generate as much support for this very worthy cause as we can. Thanks. Donald Trump is absolutely, completely emotionally dysregulated. He is on an emotional roller coaster, the likes of which we've never seen, as he would say. This morning, he was getting ready to get on Marine 2, the helicopter, and freaked out, dropping the F word to reporters in this again, dysregulated manner with his displeasure with Israel and Iran. First, though, let me say this. There's a whole lot of talk from MAGA world about us being America, being respected again, and people fearing Donald Trump, and they do what he says because he's a real man. And absolutely nothing could be further from the truth. The rest of the world and its leaders, both noble and otherwise, know Donald Trump to be the feckless little coward, the taco man that he is. They know that he just pumps his chest and acts like a tough guy, like bullies do. That he is weak, he is ineffectual, he is stupid, and he is not feared at all. So it is interesting with the clips that I'm getting ready to play, culminating with Donald Trump dropping the F-bomb like he's some kind of a rogue tough guy on the lawn of the White House. It is interesting with these other clips of the people who are just heaping obsequious praise on him, trying to telegraph that he has successfully accomplished in Iran what he set out to. He's acting as though he's declared ceasefires, and then in a series of posts, losing his shit, acting as though, what is happening? Why are they not listening to me? It is all a dangerous position for the United States and the world to be in, to have someone like this in charge of the United States military. Let's start with Chief Ass Kisser Extraordinaire, certainly not an ass kicker, Caroline Leavitt, who had this to say on Fox News. And it really does also go to show what lengths to which they will try to appease and assuage Donald Trump's insecurities by giving him credit for things that he in no way came up with. In this case, the phrase peace through strength, which we'll get to, was really familiarized and popularized and made famous by Ronald Reagan. Another thing Donald Trump stole from Ronald Reagan is make America great again. But here is Caroline Leavitt convincing you that the reality we exist in is not, in fact, the reality that we live in.
And nobody knows what it means to accomplish peace through strength better than President Trump. He is the one who came up with that motto and that foreign policy doctrine, and he successfully implemented it in his first term. And this is one of many steps he is taking to successfully implement peace in his second term.
Peace through strength. You're going to hear this a lot moving forward, especially after she said this. They're going to try to rewrite history and act as though it's not a Ronald Reagan thing. And also, peace through dropping bombs is not peace, it's war. Let's get that straight. Secondly, I went to the Ronald Reagan Library, the Foundation, and there was this little page there. The foundation of Ronald Reagan's foreign policy, known as the Reagan Doctrine, was the support of freedom for people all around the world. His commitment to the idea of peace through strength, quote unquote, led to the modernization of our military forces. And as I mentioned before, even Donald Trump's highlighted slogan of Make America Great Again was ripped off, plagiarized from Ronald Reagan. There's all kinds of campaign merch from the 80s that contain this slogan that Donald Trump just jacked. So them trying to make him feel like he's creative and a trailblazer and a thought leader, some kind of an iconoclast is just ridiculous, and it only serves to make Donald Trump feel good about who he is or not feel bad about who he's not, right? Secondly, this is last night, Stephen Miller goes on Fox News and really just leans into the North Korean dear leader propaganda, trying to paint Donald Trump as a one of a generation, one of a lifetime, one in our history kind of president that secured peace, that facilitated this military incursion on Iran that will now make the world better and safer because of his brilliance and genius. These people have no dignity whatsoever.
President Trump, once again, has demonstrated that he alone has the wisdom, the judgment, the strength, and the courage to see this nation through the most dangerous challenges we face around the world, Sean.
It is amazing his persistence when it comes to the issue of peace, and all credit to the president for that.
Yeah. Also, Katie Britt, the senator from the South, Alabama, who, remember the response to the State of the Union, where she was also emotionally dysregulated, didn't know which camera to look in. They put her in a kitchen. It was all weird. Remember that? I mean, even Saturday Night Live took a swipe at it. Here she is trying to convince you, trying to convince MAGA world, trying to convince the rest of the world that Donald Trump is going to win the Nobel Peace Prize for bombing Iran.
Absolutely. Look, President Trump is going to win the Nobel Peace Prize, no doubt. You look at what he's done with the Congo and Rwanda. You look at where he is with Pakistan and India and what he's done there. And then you look at this, what everyone talked about, but no one thought was possible. He has brought peace to a region that needed stability. He has shown what America First policy actually is. He's made sure that he's preserving American lives at every single turn. Look, President Trump understands what we need. We need a president who is unafraid to act and that stands firmly with the American citizens. That's what we saw today. And look, Democrats don't know what to say. I mean, their silence has never been louder, if you know what I mean. And I think it's because President Trump just keeps winning and they don't know what to do.
And you see, all of this came before Donald Trump went on his insanity spree on Truth Social last night that started at 1:08 in the morning, where he posted this in all caps, like an angry grandpa. "The ceasefire is now in effect. Please do not violate it!" ! Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. That's not how ceasefires are put into place via social media. Donald Trump, for all of his being a 78-year-old demented goon, sure does act like he's a young teenage girl up for gossip late at night on the social media. Does he not? This is not the official position of the United States, This is a social media post. Apparently, this didn't last long. This strength, this trying to project the authority of the presidency of the United States helmed by Donald Trump. It didn't last long. That was at 1:08. Here's at 6:50 this morning after bombs dropped after his social media declaration of a ceasefire. Israel, do not drop those bombs. If you do it, it is a major violation. Bring your pilots home now. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. Oh, and just about 38 minutes later, at 7:28 a.m., apparently maybe feeling a little embarrassed, maybe feeling a little weak, maybe, feeling reality set in for himself, he posted this. Yeah, it's just really a series of madness here. Israel is not going to attack Iran. All planes will turn around and head home while doing a friendly plane wave to Iran. Nobody will be hurt. The ceasefire is in effect. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. Which all led to this moment on the lawn of the White House of these United States, where Donald Trump freaked out about a question about the ceasefire, feeling vulnerable, feeling insecure about being disrespected and not feared on a global stage. And he dropped the F-bomb, like a good, reasonable, totally moderated president does.
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. When I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because the one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
As he slumps away, like the human apostrophe that he is in his ill-fitting listen, this is petty. It doesn't really matter. And look, some of my clothes don't fit as well as they could. I've lost weight recently, all this stuff, whatever. But I'm not a billionaire. Donald Trump is a billionaire and has clothes that are just sloughing off his shoulders. It's not a body thing either. That's why they are tailored clothes. These are bespoke clothes that he wears that could be tailored to the exact specifications and every weird curve of his lack of posture body. What's going on? That's not even to mention they don't even know what the is going on, what they're doing. Anyway, what do you think? I would love to know. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. What a nightmare we live in. Look, at least we have someone who is attempting fascism, who is attempting to be a dictator on day one type, an authoritarian type, who gives us some relief, some respite from the terror via his stupidity. And that's what this is. If you can't laugh a little bit, then we're doomed to depression, and I refuse. So anyway, I love and appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.